Hey everybody, this is Dust for Dust on Gaming with match number 4 of episode 4 of Modern Burn here. So, we've been playing a Mike Flores Rakdos burn list, and this is just a friendly reminder before we get into the deck tech. That if you like the channel, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up here on the video, and commenting down below. So, Mike Flores put out a deck list that he did at a recent PTQ at a GP. It's one we've played the last couple of days. Unique sideboard inclusion, not too unique of a main deck. Bump of the Night, Grim Lavamancer, and then Skewer the Critics and Lay Up the Stage as spectacle cards. Lay Up the Stage obviously can be a good draw too in the right situations for 1 mana. Skewer the Critics can be a Chain Lightning-esque effect. Beyond that, you have your usual Swift Spears, Goblin Guides, Eidolons, copies of Searing Blaze, deal with creatures. 2 Grim Lavamancer in the main, which I'm kind of a fan of. Helps offset some of your weaknesses to creature decks in the main deck, and then, your usual Bump of the Night, Lava Spike, Lightning Bolt, Rift Bolt combinations. Sideboard's a little weird. That's part of the reason why I decided to give this particular deck a spin through a league. Fatal Push helps to deal with larger creatures and anything 4MC and below, things like Thought-Knot Seer, things like Tarmogoyf, things like Death Shadow. Sometimes things Burns could have a trouble dealing with it without 2-for-1ing themselves. Searing Blood helps you deal with smaller creatures, decks things out, counters company and such. Collective Brutality can double both as creature removal, life gain, and disruption against certain opponents, such as Control and the Burn Mirror. And then Thoughtseize comes in situations where you care about key cards. Where you want to take your opponent's, say, Thought-Knot Seer or Eldrazi Smasher, take their, key piece from their combo, whether it be something like Ad Nauseam or such. So, interesting inclusions in the sideboard. Still not quite sure how I feel about some of these, but, we've had, what were our matches so far? Our matches so far have been, let's see, we've played against Rock and Blue-Green Eldrazi the last couple of days. And then the first match, let me see if I can remember what it was. Our first match was against, I think I'd remember our only win with this deck so far. First match was against Storm, which is usually a pretty good matchup for Burn. So, and obviously Thoughtseize can come in those situations. This hand seems pretty reasonable. Suspend Riftbolt on 1. Actually, do I want to? Yeah, I think we still suspend Riftbolt on 1 here. Some consideration to wait. Because you want to trigger Light Up the Stage with it, but we do have Bump of the Night to do that as well. So, hold on to the fetch land in case we draw Searing Blaze. There is some consideration to thin your deck a little bit, though. Tron. Alright. So definitely want to get Eidolon down this next turn, because otherwise it starts to run out of effectiveness. I still love these lands out of Tron there. That down. These online promo lands are pretty sweet for Tron. So one key thing when playing Light Up the Stage is to make sure that if possible you don't play your land in case you hit a land off of Light Up the Stage. Almost violated my own rule there. Unlikely we're going to cast that Eidolon. Hopefully they just don't have natural Tron here. When this deck is doing its thing, of course they have natural Tron. So mulligan to 6, just draw natural Tron. Oh, good old Tron. World Breaker is kind of annoying here, but also not really. Obviously, if they have a way to remove Eidolon here, that's kind of unfortunate, but we do want to block with Eidolon here. And then hope to top deck a burn spell. Just need them to avoid them having natural turn 3 Tron. And they had it. But we still have a couple outs here. Worm Coil Engine, yep. Awkward. So now our opponent realized we're locked under our own Eidolon, so that's annoying. It's possible I should have attacked with Eidolon last turn. This turn, obviously, attacking in the Worm Coil Engine is not going to nest anything. So guess we pass the turn and kind of hope our opponent makes a mistake here how they attack. Unlikely, but it could happen, I guess. Yep, opponent wisely just go into combat. So they get a 13. Is there any one card we can draw? Probably not. So my mistake was not attacking with Eidolon into that World Breaker on turn whatever. Turn 3, I guess it was. Well, my turn 4, their turn 3. I guess I was just supposed to attack with Eidolon there. Hope they, no, I'm not even sure that was correct, because then we might have been dead to their crackback. Yeah, like we could put our opponent to 1. Much like, we could put our opponent to 1 with bolts, but we couldn't kill them because of our own Eidolon. So the only cards that are even reasonable to bring in are Thoughtseize. Definitely want the Searing Blazes out and at least one of these Eidolons out. Is it Eidolon or is it Lavamancer? I'm not a huge fan of most of these cards. Eidolon, I guess, is fine, especially on the draw, on the play. On the draw, it's a lot worse. Our opponent just having turn 3 Tron after mulligan to 6 is just kind of absurd. But, especially without casting any, like, they didn't cast any Sylvan Scryangs or Ancient Stirrings, they just naturally had Tron. It's kind of a, I'm pretty sure a likelihood of having 2 of a particular 4 of is 16%. And then I believe the additional is like 4%, so there was like a 4 or 5% out they had to actually hit. This hand's a bit risky, but I think with Lavamancer to trigger light up the stage, we're supposed to keep this hand. Might be too many light up the stages, though. Definitely too many light up the stages. Probably should have mulliganed this hand, in all honesty. Well, if we hit a land next turn, that'll be good, but otherwise, this is going to be pretty rough. Opponent will have turn 3 Tron again. Platinum Imperion? Sure. Alright, well that was fun. So, game 1 got a little bit locked out by their Eidolon. We sort of got to do our thing. If our own Eidolon wanted to play, we would have been able to kill them. Game 2, I kept a greedy hand. Open to trigger Spectacle and light up the stage to hit some land drops, start getting out to a thing, but I'm not even sure, even with a good rip there, that we would have beaten turn 3 Worm Coil into turn 4 Platinum. I don't know. There might have been some sequencing errors in game 1. Game 2 was just kept the hand, trying to trigger Spectacle to draw some lands. That hand really could have chained off over a couple of turns, but obviously missing on the land drops there on, what, 4 shots? Yeah, 4 shots to hit a land between draw step, Spectacle, or draw step, lay up the stage, and draw step. So 11 cards, 18 lands. Not sure the percentages on that, but that was pretty rough. But this has been an thought experiment in Mike Flores' list. This has been Dusk for Dusted on Gaming. Hope everybody's having a great day.